Hi, Donna Siriani here, Leadership Success Coach and founder of Success Compass Academy. And today I want to give you a couple of tips that are going to help you improve your decision making, especially in situations where there's a lot of emotion, people are under a lot of stress, and it may cloud people's thinking. Okay, so tip number one, I want you to think about what's your natural tendency. If it's a stressful situation, you're feeling some stress, maybe others are, and you're faced with a decision or a problem you need to solve, what's your natural style? What's your natural reaction? It could be positive or negative. Maybe you tend to be an eternal optimist. You always looking on the bright side, but sometimes, you kind of tend to ignore the reality of a situation. On the flip side, you could be, when you're stressed, you may see in yourself that you jump to the worst case scenario. You've got a lot of fear, mistrust, anxiety, nervousness, worry, and you recognize that those feelings really get you all tied up in a knot. So tip number one, I want you to think about what's your natural tendency. Now, for me, I would say one little clue I had that I would share with my colleagues is I used to say, hey, if you see me at my desk and I'm rearranging pens and pencils, that's a sign that I'm under stress because I'm a little bit paralyzed and in that moment. And if you see me kind of tidying up my office, that's not a good thing. That's a clue. So anyway, it's good to know for yourself how you behave under stress. What are some signs and how do you deal objectively with situations? Tip number two, I want you to think about a specific problem or decision that you need to tackle right now. Make a list. What are the things that you're thinking about that situation? Is it something you've been postponing, procrastinating, you're delaying working on it because something's really holding you back, and it could be emotion. Make a note of what that is. Is it something that you are dreading working on because there's consequences? It's a stressful situation. What is it you're afraid of? What's the root cause of that stress? What are you afraid is going to happen? Make a list of those fears. On the flip side, if it's positive, what are all the positive outcomes that you're so excited about? But here's the key. Reality testing is about asking yourself in that moment when you're looking at this situation, well, what evidence do you have that this is true? So if you're fearing the worst, what data or evidence or observation or facts do you have to support any of those assumptions that you're making? It's so important to do a reality check so that you don't get derailed going down a path that really is based on stress and too much emotion that you're letting cloud your thinking. Okay, so tip number three is if you're speaking with somebody else, it could be a group of people or just one-on-one, and if that person, you can see that it's highly emotional, they may be going really kind of off the deep end, you can really be the person, the voice of reason in the crowd to ask, well, is that true? Is that true? What evidence or facts would support that? Now, here's just something, because I know one of my clients recently was acquired by another company, and people are speculating all kinds of things, a lot of fear and anxiety about what could happen, and yet there's really no evidence that there is any kind of big restructuring. Now, that not to say that that couldn't happen, but people are losing a lot of objectivity because they're letting their imaginations run wild. And they're losing productivity because they're spending a lot of time, and it can be an emotional downward spiral when you're part of a group that is all reacting emotionally, going and feeding off each other, and then going down the wrong path. It's a waste of time unless you basically, somebody in the room, this could be you, says, well, what evidence do we have that that could happen? What data do we have right now? And so the reality testing muscle that you can flex is all about trying to see a situation objectively, okay? So those are the three tips. What's your natural tendency? Think about a specific problem you need to solve or decision you're trying to make, and ask yourself, are your either optimistic or pessimistic views and emotions, is it true? What data do you have? And then third, when you're in a situation with a group, be the voice of reason to do that reality check. So those are the 3 tips for today. Hopefully that was helpful to you. And if you would like to get more tips on video, I would love to have you jump over to my YouTube channel. Just search for Donna Sirianni and subscribe, and you'll get 1 new video per week. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful. Thank you for watching and have a great day.